What's going on, everybody? It is Wednesday, it's hump day, and of course, you know it's time for Cowboys Cutting Up. I am J-Stogs, the Buff Nerd, and of course, I'm joined by the guy, the man, the voice of all of Hill Country Sports, Trey Collis. What's going on, man? How you feeling? How are you doing
I'm
today?
slowly getting better, like
Yeah,
slowly getting better.
yeah, okay,
Dude, all I know is Sunday, like the 1 o'clock games or the noon o'clock games on Sunday,
right.
phenomenal, great,
Yes.
phenomenal. You had the Bills returning the kickoff back
Oh
for
man.
Damar. That was
Yeah,
emotional. You
yeah,
got not the Patriots, the Jets back and forth with Miami for field goals,
yeah.
and then you get the Steelers who have a chance. They have a
Have a
chance.
chance.
All they had to do, all the Jets had to do, was kick a field goal at the last 2 minutes, and they couldn't do
Still,
it. They get the
yeah.
Steelers would have been in, and then we get to the 3:30 games, and we saw who the and then man, it was heartbreaking.
Oh,
I'll get into it
look.
a little bit later, but man, and then I was like, all right, at least we have college football national championship game. So I thought, not so much
Yeah,
that. I mean, it
yeah,
was a game with like 5 minutes to get in the game, but other than
yeah,
that, man, but hey, we're
yeah.
here. We're still here.
We're here. We're still here. And you know what's funny though is the fact that uh Game is trying to get it. No, I don't think so, guy. Look, it's crazy. You'll get your chance. You get your chance, Game. We got the Pewter invasion. The Pewter people are here. We got Buck Chills here, and we got Big Game, former defensive lineman for the Bucks. You know he's going to talk his trash and all of that. But before we want to go ahead, we want to wrap up real quick, right? Regular season, real. I think we could do that real quick.
We can do that real quick.
Let's just go ahead. I don't thumbs up, thumbs sideways, thumbs down. I mean, 12 wins. 12 wins. Some people wish they had 12 wins. Some teams do, some organizations. I'm looking at you, Rams. I'm looking at you, Raiders. Right? But Cowboys 12 wins, but what do we say? Was this a good year? Thumbs sideways, thumbs down? What was it?
You're talking about the year of the
Just
game.
the regular season. Just the regular season.
The regular season altogether was a thumbs up for me. I mean, who would have thought after that performance against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Week 1 with Dak Prescott
Yeah.
going down with a broken thumb? Everyone, including us, were saying, "All right,
Yeah.
let's tank for number one draft pick or whatever." Like the season's
Right.
over. But what Mike McCarthy did, I've been giving him praise all season long. To get
Right.
12 wins out of this season and actually beating teams, like I think the record was 6-1 or 5-1 against
Mm-hmm.
winning teams on the year.
Yeah.
That's something Dallas hasn't really done. They always play down to the competition, and we saw that at Sunday, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But overall, I mean, besides Dak's interceptions and leading the league in interceptions, the defense scoring at the end right there. But honestly, hey, we're Dallas Cowboys. We don't care about regular season. We want that championship first time in 27
One chip. It's Super Bowl or bust. So I said thumbs up, thumbs sideways, thumbs down. Let's go with a grade. And before we do that, make sure that you like, subscribe, smash that bell, tell someone Cowboys Cutting Up is on. You got to see what America's team is talking about, what people who root for America's team, what they're talking about, of course, with the Pewter people here. But make sure that you do that. We appreciate it always. I'm going to say it's sideways, and I think it's because, yes, last year, we didn't have Dak. There was a lot of promise. He's back. On paper, you trade Amari, telling me that CeeDee Lamb is your one, and everyone is here, and the defense is even better. You have the rookie defensive player of the year who was challenging for the defensive player of the year for a while. I'm thinking, hey, this should be it. There should be no issues, especially with teams that we should beat. And here's my issue, and we're going to talk about this here in a minute. And I continue to say this: Dallas plays down to the competition. If they're supposed to win on paper, they play down to them. And it's been proven over and over again. We saw it with the Jags. We saw it with the Commies. We saw it with the Colts. They play down. They play up to competition. supposedly it's supposed to be even or whatever, a push, or maybe even they're an underdog. Minnesota was one. They played really well against Philly with the backup. That second quarter killed them, but after that, that second half, Philly didn't even really score, right? And they put 17 points up there. So there's that piece that's in there. They played down to the competition. This worries me moving forward, but as far as the season, I would give it a thumb sideways. I would probably give it a grade of a C plus,
Ooh,
B
really?
minus, C plus, B minus. You
Passing.
know, McCarthy wasn't so bad, and Kellen Moore got his head out of his butt every now and again. But now we're in the playoffs. We're in the playoffs with a fifth seed, and we're facing the fourth seed, the lowly NFC South winning Tampa Bay Buccaneers, with probably the oldest player ever to play in a National Football playoff game. That's actually not true, but it feels like it. One Thomas, I don't know his middle name, Brady, but to give us the perspective of what's going on down there in Florida, in that little part down there, we're bringing in Buck Chill. We're gonna say hello to him. Buck Chill, how you doing? How you feeling, man?
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
Good to have you. I will say this now. I won't say it at the end of this cast. I can promise you that. But I'm glad to have you. Glad you're here. I'm going to see if Game wants to join us. It doesn't look like he does, and that's fine because Game is going to talk a lot of trash when he does. So
Game is pissed because you told him he has to wait.
And those are facts.
I mean,
let's talk Tampa Bay this season.
Yeah, it's basically I was listening to you talk, and it sounded almost like you were describing our season, except for the win-loss total.
Right.
We have had a plethora of different things that have plagued this team. Statistically, as far as yards, passing, all that kind of stuff, it looks almost on paper like it did last year.
Right.
The problem is where we succeeded with a lot of things. It was done through play action and different different momentum shifters, as far as Brady coming off the line, coming off the gun, the fake handoffs, the fake sweeps, all that kind of stuff. We have had almost no running game.
Yeah.
We lit it up. We lit it up week one against you guys. Lenny had one of his 2 or 3 magic games that come out every year.
Right.
And then, other than that, it's been serviceable at best.
Was it the snacks that got him? Was he like not promised enough snacks at the beginning, after the first game? Or
here's the thing, and I think you guys should understand this as well as anybody else. Leonard, coming out of school, Lenny was like 225, 230. Well, that's what he played at Jacksonville. Here recently, he's playing probably at 240, 245. Now, you come in 20 pounds overweight into your preseason in Tampa, that 20 pounds doesn't last 3 days. You're gonna sweat that off the first 3 days. So, he knows what his off-season weight is, and he knows what his playing weight is. All of that stuff, there was a lot made of it.
Yeah, it was.
He's a clown himself. He took it and ran with it on Instagram and did some other things, but I don't think I think a lot of what we're seeing is the sum of a lot of problems on our offensive line.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
You lose a Pro Bowl in Ali Marpet. You lose Ryan Jensen, who is arguably the heartbeat of our offensive line. Yep. You and I spoke earlier in the week. He's just a mean son of a bitch.
He is.
And he sets a tone for the line. He sets the expectation for them to play up to. And with him having been gone, it's like, okay, so we can play football, but we're not playing our brand of football.
Right.
Without the play action, you lose the short yardage success that Brady had last year, which takes you from sixth in the sixth or seventh, I can't remember what the exact stat is in the red zone offense, to 32nd. You have nobody's afraid of us running the ball at them.
Yeah.
So now, I mean, you got to beat them from 15 yards out because nobody's giving up the run.
And that's the thing that you touch on that, and that line play has definitely plagued Brady, even though he's one of the quickest quarterbacks to get the ball out of his hand in the league and in history. He's right. He can get the ball out. He's the fastest, right? Mike Evans, the past couple of weeks has come on. I think he was at week 16 or 17. He was like offensive player of the week or something like that. I mean, he just had a phenomenal game. But is he consistent enough to do that with that line play?
He can be. I mean, but that's his ability to be consistent relies solely upon Brady having time to throw the ball. Because
the play action.
Or the play action. But I mean, again, which requires a change in the offensive line play. So I think you guys are unfortunate in the fact that, number one, you have to face Brady after he came off his first sub 500 season,
right,
as a starting quarterback in the NFL. And also you get Ryan Jensen back with an entire season full of rest.
Yeah, you get Ryan Jensen back, but
is he going to be
as we've seen Tyron Smith come back off of a long layoff, off of an injury. He was not who he was. Now, I'm not saying Jensen is Smith. I'm not saying that. I think Jensen is at this point better than Smith is. Right? Smith is very long in the tooth. This should be his last season. He should retire after this. But and the other part was, and I asked Game about this, was Veda's coming back as well. Veda is coming back, but he's coming off of a calf injury. He was on IR. He's been out for at least 4 weeks. That's going to affect how he plays, and I'm sure he won't be on the pitch count, but, will Dallas be able to run on Tampa's defense?
Nope.
You don't think so?
Nope.
Ooh.
I think the best, especially with
Trey's chopping at the bit.
Go ahead, Trey. Go ahead.
I'm not saying anything. Just go.
I mean, it all depends on which one of y'all's running game shows up. I mean, if Pollard goes ape shit, then you got a chance. Dak is not Dak. What's the other guy's name? The one that Ezekiel.
Elliott.
Yeah, Zeke.
Oh, Elliott. Yeah.
Half shirt Ezekiel will cut it.
Well, here's what I'll say about that part is, and this is what I think about the commie game. The game against the commies, I think, was more of, we just want to get you reps. That's what I'm hoping it was, because the game did not look like it had any kind of flow, any kind of other than first down, we're running the ball. Second down, we're running the ball. We're not going to do play action for real. We're just going to have reps. People get reps, and then that's it, right? We don't want to show too much, but I think that still hurts you. You're not going to solve any issues that you had all season in one game. Again, you're just going to have reps. So the play action has to be there. You have to have Pollard coming out of the backfield, catching the ball. That's going to help ease that rush. Screens involving CD Lamb more in the offense will definitely help in different looks. And then you can have Ezekiel Elliott, who can pass block and who can also run that play action and the delay handoffs and delay draws. That can definitely help as well. My concern for this team is the defense. The defense has hurt this squad over the past 5 weeks. And that's just kind of what it is, and I'm fearful of that because Brady can decimate a defense if given time.
Yeah.
If given time.
And that's the caveat that you're looking at right now is Tom Brady. Everybody, you guys had 12 wins this season. We had 8. Everybody's 0-0 now. Whatever happened.
Yeah.
And as much as I used to hate him when he played for New England, I learned a long time ago.
Yeah.
Don't bet against Brady in the postseason.
It's hard to.
I mean, he has this innate ability to take an even a subpar team.
Yeah.
Put him on the shoulder pads and run with him.
Because that was your first Super Bowl run. Well, not first, but that Super Bowl run that he had with that squad where y'all won.
Mm-hmm.
That team was not supposed to win that year. That's a reality. On paper, that team was not supposed to win.
No,
they weren't.
And I think that's one of the things that everybody struggled with this year is because on paper, this team was supposed to be that Ferrari in the fast lane and just run everybody over and keep going. And with the problems that we've had on the offensive line, it's cost us. Defensive secondary has cost us. Absolute abysmal coaching has cost us.
Is it oh, come on, Buck. What up, Bridget? He's coming. He's got to restart technology. You know how that goes. But he'll be here. Big Game will be here.
My thought on the coaching is when Joe Buck can sit up in the booth, a little midget idiot that's never played a game of football in his life, when he can sit up in there and he can tell you what play's coming, I guarantee you the defense on the other team knows what play you're fixing to run. And when the statistical numbers are the same, as far as the passing and the game and all that other stuff, it tells me that you have an issue with your offensive line play and your coaching. Because he's able to get the pass off it, but you have no run game to support it.
But I think he also missed Gronk. I think he missed the familiarity and the comfortability. And I'm gonna use that word. I don't know if it's a real word. It feels like it should be. But that was his comfort blanket.
That was his safety blanket. That's what it is.
He knew,
it was that checkoff valve for him.
Yeah. If things are going bad, I know this guy. Yeah. I just know where he is, and he'll be open, and he'll fight for the ball, and he'll do what he needs to do. Now, who is that? Who was that for Brady?
The one person that it could be is the one person I don't think he uses that way is Evans. Evans he's that 6'5", 200+ pound guy that will fight for the ball, and he doesn't lose too many contested catches.
He doesn't, but like you said, he has to be consistent. I don't know. Bridget, Tom Brady ain't going nowhere. He does need to retire. I do think he needs to retire after this. I just think it's too much going on.
Take it easy.
But look. What's crazy about this comment that she said, "Come on, you cowgirls, beat it." Like she just like everybody in this comment. Thanks. Big Game said he's on his way, so she's like dissing everybody, even though James, I need help, dog. Yeah, even though she's a Falcons fan and they trying to get douche Dodgers. Are y'all trying to get Aaron Rodgers? I hope not. I hope that's not what you're trying to do, because that'll definitely just decimate. Oh my God, that's horrible.
I couldn't care less about Deuce Rodgers. He tried last time they came down here. He tried to do that discount double check in the damn end zone and immediately got mollywopped. So I couldn't care less about that guy.
I'll never like.
But do you think it's time though for Tom to retire? Is it time for him to retire?
Well, that's at this point that's up to him, because I honestly don't think
that part
Right?
Nobody
wants his
it.
ass except Green Bay.
You're right.
And I don't even think Green Bay wants him.
They don't.
The crazy part about it is mechanically, I think Brady's as good, if not better, than probably 90% of the quarterbacks in the league at this point right now. When he has time, you see the way he's able to drop a ball in Mike Evans' basket.
Yeah.
50, 60 yards down the field. I mean, you got guys who are 25 that can't make those throws.
That's true. But like you said, he's gonna need about 2.5 seconds back there. If Dallas can harass him in less than 2.5 seconds, it's a different game.
The only option you guys have with that is if Micah Parsons is on blitzes. And
that's the issue.
And we figured out all we got to do is have Lenny put his shoulder in his chest and he's done.
I don't think that's. I think I don't think that's it. I think if he has to spy, then he can't, right? No. And then the other part is he's 1,000% every game, every play. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing as a fan, but I'm saying as a player, there's got to be opportunity. You have to be opportunistic. You got to look at the opportunities and say, hey, this is it, right? I can pin my ears back. Let's go.
We have two players on our team that are very much the exact same. Devin White and Joe Tryon-Shoyinka. They're both incredible athletes. And if Devin White draws a bead on it and doesn't miss, I feel sorry for whoever he's got.
Right.
I mean, that's a 245-pound man that runs a 4.3 40.
Right. Like Michael Parsons.
He brings a load. I mean,
he does. But when he misses,
he hits big and he misses big.
He misses big, yeah. And Michael's the same way.
Joe's the same way. I think he's undersized to play the interior part of the line.
Mm-hmm.
He's perfect coming off the edge. And if you had somebody like had we had somebody like a JPP for another season, for him to get another year behind a veteran that has played that position as an undersized player, I think he would have had a little bit more development in him, and we'd see a more finished product. Right now, he's still raw.
Yeah.
He's a 23-year-old kid with a wealth of talent, but he has to refine it.
I think you have a coach that can do that, and I hate to say this, but I think he's better as your DC.
Listen,
and not your head coach. I hate to say that.
I find no fault in it, because in my opinion, and you guys feel free to argue if you disagree. There are people whose skill set makes them very good at one thing, but not so good at everything. Todd Bowles is a great defensive coordinator.
Yes.
And he grasps everything about the defensive side of the ball. However, I don't think he has a solid enough grasp of the offensive side of the ball to be able to play the mediator to mesh the two together, which is where I think Bruce Arians was great with that, because he's an offensive mind. You have this great defensive coordinator, but you also have a guy that can mediate and put the two together.
Yeah. And I think there's issue when I see that, as far as, and again, this is me on the outside looking in. From a locker room standpoint, to me, that's the head coach. That's the one that's saying, hey, we're going to bring this all together, like you said. Going to bring this all together, make it all work. Now, Bridget, this is how you get people looking at you crazy. When you say you want the Cowgirls to beat the Bucks, then the next team to beat the Cowgirls, and then you happy because you're rooting for your boyfriend's team, the Niners? Listen. And yes, the only thing I can say in this statement is the Falcons still suck and will suck. I have heard, or has been suggested, that if Lamar doesn't sign back with Baltimore, that might be a landing spot for him.
We've also heard whispers down here that it might be a spot for him too. But I mean, there's all that is speculation beyond.
It is. It is.
Honestly, I don't see them letting him go.
I don't. But I say I don't see them letting him go, but I've seen crazier things.
Like Tom Brady siding with the Bucks.
What, Tom Brady signing with the Bucs, or Douche Dodgers signing back with the Packers, or Brock Purdy running the damn league? Like, that don't make sense.
It doesn't to me either. How does that even happen?
You do need Lamar. You do. Who you got? You ain't got the first pick, so you won't get Bryce. You won't get Dugan. You're not gonna get nobody good. I mean, come on, what you doing here? What you doing? You like what, third, fourth, fifth pick? After that, I mean, yeah. So defense, Bridget. Okay, yes, you need defense, but you need a quarterback. Who's your quarterback? That's the question. Who's your quarterback?
You can't play defense with no offense.
Hey, you know,
the Falcons just drafted a quarterback.
Who?
What's his name?
Riddler.
You see how you said that? You see how you said that?
Well, I'm just saying he has a great potential. He shows some upside this year. They're going to give him a shot next year, so they're not going to bring in Lamar Jackson. For one, Lamar Jackson doesn't want to go to Atlanta because there's no way for him to succeed in Atlanta because they don't have an offense built around Lamar Jackson because we all know Lamar Jackson cannot throw. Second of all, Aaron Rodgers, they put in Green Bay Packers. We all seen this story before. We all seen that I'm going to contemplate retiring and have everyone quote and talk about me for all the offseason, even though the playoffs are going on. And then to come May, I'm going to play again. It's freaking Brett Favre all over again. So shut the hell up with all this stuff. Let's get back to this Buccaneers game.
Ladies and gentlemen,
he's been waiting on that. Yeah, Trey Collis. He's been waiting on that.
I'm sorry, Ryder, whatever his freaking name is. Who cares? He's from Cincinnati.
Ritter.
He showed some potential this year. The Falcons are not going to draft a quarterback either which way because Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud are way too good. They're going to be gone before he even starts, before they even draft. So, but Tampa Bay is going to be looking for a quarterback because Tom Brady is going to be going to San Fran or he's going to be going to Las Vegas. And then
he is not going to with Kiffin. True.
Listen, if Tom doesn't resign here, he's done.
Yeah, I think he's done.
No,
I think this Twilight Tour.
Listen. Tom Brady's going to the 49ers. It's a storybook ending story written already. He wants to play 1 year.
The 49ers.
That's where his home team was. He wants to play for them. They're going to trade Purdy because I'm pretty sure Purdy, whatever his freaking name is. Everyone's going, look at this, look at that, look at this. My God, he hasn't played any good defenses since he started playing. Give me a break. Let's see what he does in these playoffs when they play the Dallas Cowboys.
I think that
Eagles. Yeah, I mean, they're playing the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle. Let's see how he does against Seattle this time because Pete Carroll in that defense, even though they're not a good defense, they've already seen him once, so they already know what his tendencies are and what he's good at.
Yeah,
he really didn't have that good of a game last week.
And Gino is not that bad.
No, so
he's not.
I'm just saying,
Gino's not that bad.
Let's just see what Purdy does in these playoffs because let's just look at it. And the 49ers haven't played anybody with a defense. They haven't. That defense has been carrying them. I mean, my God, if I had C.J. McCaffrey, Kittle, Debo.
They get Debo, yeah.
Man,
but they're scary, man.
Quarterback for him, man. Shut the hell up with this Purdy thing. I mean, whatever. Now back to this game.
What about Trey Lance?
Trey Lance can't stay. I think they've given up on Trey Lance. Who? I don't think Kyle Shanahan likes.
That's who they got. That's their guy. That's who they drafted. That's who they went up for to get. That's who they were trying to shop Garoppolo for and say, hey, well, Trey Lance is our guy. You got Brock Purdy, and, we just kind of picked him up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They'll probably trade Purdy for draft picks, and then they'll have Trey Lance sit back behind Tom Brady.
You ain't going to get much for him. I don't think
you're going to get much for Purdy. You get a fourth or fifth round pick for him?
Wow, that's high. That's high. For the last guy drafting
Purdy mania. Purdy's this. Purdy's that. Shut the hell up.
They'd rather take Trey Lance than him, honestly. I mean, that's just my honest opinion. Now, back to the game because that's what we hear, right?
Because I want to say something what he brought up earlier. What? But
we've been waiting on you, Trey.
Over here.
We've been waiting for you, Trey.
What?
Come on, Trey. We've been waiting.
I was being a polite guest and letting our guest speak and let him see what he wanted to. I didn't want to interrupt. This is what I'm doing.
New.
He's talking about Tom Brady and Buck and talk about all the players they're getting back. Let's talk about how the Cowboys players are getting back. We're getting back Leighton Vander Esch. We're getting back Viotis. We're getting back we can move all of our linemen back around. We're getting
Smith, yeah.
We're getting everybody back to as we want, and at least they play games later in the season, unlike Jensen, who has not played a single game since the first game of the season.
Yes. I don't even think he played. He didn't even play the first game, did he? He got hurt in preseason.
Jensen, he got hurt in the first preseason, but in training camp before the first preseason game ever got played.
So we are coming back. We're getting healthy too. People forget that fact that our offensive line has been missed shit, but now we're going back to where everything was, and we have now our depth at lineman is starting to get there. And so far for that game against Washington Commanders, Jay, you said it right. These Cowboys, man, they weren't showing nothing. It was that was vanilla offense. They didn't want to show. We all knew the Eagles we weren't going to lose to the Giants backups. We all knew that. So we weren't going to get Buccaneers any Todd Bowles any idea of what we're going to do. And for the record, let's look at the Cowboys' record, the pattern of their losses. Lose the first game, win 4 straight. Lose the next game, win 2 straight. Lose a game, win 4 straight. Lose a game. You get where I'm going? So next one, we win 4 straight. Super Bowl. Let's just call the show right now. Let's just we're going to
I'll give you your mic drop, Trey.
Aren't y'all glad y'all stayed around for this? Because wow. Losing. Now look, I said earlier in this, I'd say earlier, but later in the season, I said, you know what? They're going on this run. You got Dak, was looking good at the time. Not making these mistakes that he's making now, which concerns me.
Are you talking about the interceptions?
I'm talking about interceptions.
No,
ill-advised interceptions.
Okay, I didn't know if you're
talking
about the whole season or just last week's game, Sunday's game.
And Bridget, and I'm gonna talk to this because, look, I got into an argument this morning in my carpool.
Thank you, Bridget. Thank you.
I got in an argument this carpool. I'm gonna read this. Why is the media so hard on Dak? He is a great QB to me. I'm just saying. I was so critical.
He is good. He is good.
Hold on. This is what I got into an argument with the person I carpool with right this morning. My wife, and she loves. Yeah, we carpool. I don't know. It's craziness, but she loves Dak. Loves Dak. That's her and her mom. That's like their boyfriend. He's so cute. Blah, blah, blah. Why are you so hard on Dak? I said, because here's the deal. $40 million, face of the franchise, right? And there's certain things that you say, look, it's just an interception. They made a great play. But when you're throwing the ball and there's no one there except that D-Lineman, what are we doing? That's ill-advised. When you make rookie throws and rookie mistakes in your 7th year, that's an issue.
How about when you make rookie mistakes and rookie throws in your 23rd year?
Well, that's when your arm fails you, and it's 23 years.
Oh, for Tom Brady, it's an excuse, but for Dak Prescott,
no, it's not an excuse. He's old. He needs to retire.
I'm literally applying the same logic to both guys.
I'm talking to Jay.
No, he's.
And to be honest with you, I'll take Tom Brady at this stage of his career over Dak as a rookie.
Okay, for one, Dak, I love Dak just as much as anybody else. I mean, he's the only one I'll let my daughter marry.
I don't know if I take that.
I do like that, but I wouldn't take it either. Since Dak came back, who's been leading the league in offense?
It has been Dallas.
Who took the 20 to 28th ranked offense and then got him in the top 5? I think that was Dak Prescott when he came back.
That's Dallas.
And then if you look deeper in these interceptions, if you go to the PFF, whatever these freaking statistic things are, only 6 interceptions are on his fault. All the other ones were from his receiver's hands, or for some reason, I don't know what's going on with him and Noah Brown. Noah Brown must have some dirty pictures on him or something, because all of his interceptions were Noah Brown. Like, I don't understand that whatsoever. We're not getting Gallup a chance. We're not getting CeeDee Lamb hardly getting any. But Noah Brown's getting most of the targets. Give me a freaking break. I don't know what's going on with that, but dude, Dak's a good quarterback. Come on, give it up to him.
I'm not saying he's not a good quarterback. He's just not the GOAT.
No, I didn't say he was. I mean, there's only. I agree.
Okay.
I'm a Tom Brady fan. I love Tom Brady. I think he's the best player.
Are we willing to say has he ever been a great quarterback? I think that's the argument. No. I don't think anyone argues he's a good quarterback. I think we're able to say that he's top 15. He's definitely top half.
If he
I'll
wasn't
give you top half.
if he wasn't in the
Top half.
Dallas, if he wasn't in the Dallas media market, I think he if he was if he was in Jacksonville putting up these numbers, we were talking about MVP seasons. Am I wrong?
Let me ask this question. If he's in Detroit, does he have the same success?
No.
Yeah, with the team that Derek Goff has now?
Right now?
Yes, I think he has better success. I
You
think,
think so?
I think who's holding Dak back is Kellen Moore.
Top 10? Top
this
10?
year, yes.
No.
This year, yes. This year, yes.
No.
This year, yes. Top
I'll
8.
give you 11, but not
I mean,
10.
I don't.
Name me those 11 players right now, please. Please. You just spat out a number 11. I want to know those 11.
Those 11?
Every quarterback in the AFC, I give you that. Besides Tua.
Okay, so
Besides
that's
Tua,
like
besides
six.
Tua. Okay,
Besides the
Tua.
concussion machine,
Besides Tua.
I mean, we know the top 3 in the AFC.
The top 3 in the AFC.
Top 3 in the AFC, right?
And then you had
Burrow, Allen,
Mahomes,
and Mahomie.
Then you have Herbert. I put Herbert over.
You got Herbert.
That's all I put. That's it. That's all I put over him. Lamar Jackson's not playing. He's hurt. He's sitting out. Whatever the case may be, he doesn't count.
Wow. And please don't say. Look, I think he's playing. He's playing hurt this season.
Oh,
for Herbert, Bridget. I'm telling you.
Not. I'm just saying, you can't make excuses for other quarterbacks, but not for Dak. Like
I'm not making excuses for him. I'm just saying if
I love you, Jay.
top 10, so that means that he's somewhere between 6 and 10.
I say 7. This
year,
year
we just named 4.
That's all in the AFC.
We haven't even, and we haven't. Well, we named 3.
4.
We haven't even named Jalen Hurts. He was better than Dak this season.
5. And
who else? What you say?
Who else?
Brady
this year? Are you freaking kidding me?
No.
That's a homer pick.
Hey,
Brady was averaging 1 touchdown a game all season. What are we doing?
While I was waiting to get in here that Dak Prescott was a top 10 quarterback
this year.
Your friend Bridget did.
That was a Falcons fan.
Bridget's already smoking something good tonight because of some of the other things she said.
Bridget, thank you.
She said that Trey was on game tonight, so I know
that's what she said. He is top 10. There ain't no QBs really. Hey, Jalen Hurts. Hey, he's a top 10 quarterback.
That's 6.
Was it Jalen Jackson? You know who I'd always who also I would put in there?
Who?
Geno Smith.
As a top 10 quarterback?
Oh my God.
This season. He's broken all the records that Russell Wilson has.
Hey man, pump the brakes.
He's broken
dog.
all the records.
Okay, records are made to be broken. They're
statistically with
Geno Smith.
Oh God.
Hell no.
We said the season.
Hell no.
The season.
Oh my God.
Am I lying? Am I lying though?
Hey man, let me know when you go into the improv again. I want to get a ticket. I want to check you out, dog.
Good God. You're saying Geno Smith's better than Dak Prescott right now. You're telling me
this season he's broken all of Russell Wilson's records.
Games he is. Dak Prescott looked like Ray Charles out on the football field.
Okay, last game we're not talking about because I think they weren't doing anything last night.
The last 6 games.
Hey, I'm going to tell you something. Hey, Trey, you don't take the field unless you're ready to play. The Dallas coaching staff are all jackasses because you can see on the players' faces, they wanted nothing to do with that game. And I'm going to tell you what happened. During the game, as they looked up at the scoreboard and saw the Eagles still ahead, they went further and further into a hole and decided they could not untuck their tails and actually play to beat the Washington Commanders. You better not come into Tampa Bay, Raymond James Stadium like that. You better have a different sense of urgency, or you ought to be another first round one and done.
Well, listen,
now, we have not looked great this season.
Well, let me say this. Welcome to the cast, Big Game. Glad to have you here. You finally figured out all your buttons.
No, you remotely did something to mess my computer up because that's what buff nerds do. You got me over here like,
damn. He's been waiting to use that button.
Dude, I love this. Dude, we need to bring this on our show. That's awesome.
Never. Go ahead, Trey.
What? No, I agree with everything you were saying. That was a stupid decision. If you weren't going to be totally invested in this game, and like Jay said earlier in the show, It was just to give players reps and everything.
Yeah.
What reps was that? Dak Prescott throwing 6 interceptions and Zeke Elliott got hurt. I mean, that's how you get hurt. It's not playing hard at all. I mean, players are not playing hard.
Exactly. That's
But
the easiest way to get your players beat up.
But if the Dallas Cowboys don't get up after hearing everything they heard about in the offseason, they're another one and done. Trust me, this coaching staff is going to make changes. And Panthers can have Kellen Moore. We can fire whatever's Mike McCarthy. We're going to fire Dan Quinn. He's lost a lot of respect in my eyes for the way he's been handling his defense the last 4 weeks, not making adjustments in the second half.
Can I say something about Dan Quinn, Trey?
Go ahead.
I think he's building. I think he's looking to leave and go elsewhere, and it's affecting what he's doing on the field with the team he has right now. Because people have come knocking at his door again, and I've got to believe that he's interested in getting that head coaching spot somewhere.
Not after this extension and after what happened in Atlanta,
didn't he?
I don't think he was
about to dry there at the end of his tenure there.
I think, and I've said this to Game a lot. After that Super Bowl loss, it was demoralizing, right? Yeah. And that franchise still has not gotten over losing to Brady and the Patriots the way that they did. So to me, that's what that is.
He wasn't coming. Y'all know what that feels like here in a week or so.
No, we know what it feels like. We've been through it. And you have as well. So last year when Brady looked very, very, very old, and disheveled, with the busted lip,
when was that, last year?
That was last year in the NFC Championship.
He didn't look very old last year.
Oh, dude, I've seen the memes.
No, the hell with the meme. I can see you.
I've seen the pictures.
Dak Prescott.
I've seen the pictures.
And everyone else.
Look, I've gotten them all.
He came back from 30-some points down, and we call a dumbass zero blitz and let Cooper Kupp run scot-free.
That's what I'm saying, Bridget.
But you putting that old man.
That's what I'm saying, Bridget. He well, I don't know if he lost you to Super Bowl.
I think Mike Shanahan lost that game, or Kyle Shanahan lost that game for y'all.
I agree with that.
He didn't run the damn ball.
Hey, Bridget, I love you being here. I love you watching. We are not talking about the dirty birds right now, because all they doing is preparing for the goddamn draft. There ain't nothing going on this week with the dirty birds, okay? Dan Quinn, Shanahan, Julio Jones, whoever it may be. Y'all ain't got nothing to talk about right now. And you hating so bad. I done read your little comments. Oh, go ahead, hit old Brady. Hold on. This is what Bridget sound like.
Go ahead. We gonna get Brady. Knock him out.
Oh, see, yo, these Bucks, they turn on you. No,
that's just go to interdivision rivalry and hate. There's no turning on anybody.
Good. It's all good.
It's all good. I mean, the only thing I hate worse than a Falcon is a Saint.
Oh, hey,
real quick, man. You better thank the Saints that whoever was Mark Ingram did not run one extra yard. Y'all be seeing at home this week too.
That's true.
If and buts was candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. Don't start with that if.
How can you hate the Saints when they gift wrapped you?
If we had the Dallas Cowboys schedule, our record is 12 wins.
Stop it. Yours was even easier. Don't do that.
We had the fourth hardest schedule. We had the fourth hardest schedule. Y'all had the third easiest schedule.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding.
Looking at your division.
Our first 6 games was talked about the entire offseason as the hardest schedule in the NFL.
Come on, man. Come on. That was at the beginning of the season, and then they saw your division.
The only easy game we had at the beginning of the season was the Cowboys.
The Saints. No way. The Panthers, who were giving up everything, they were giving up the booty left and right. Like, hey, we just gonna fire the coach mid-season. Like, come on, man. That's two easy games. That's 2 wins.
Or how about the Rams?
That's 2 wins. Atlanta, that's 2 wins. New Orleans, you may split with New Orleans. Because, it's New Orleans.
We swept New Orleans.
We swept.
And then McVay in the Rums, that's what they should call him.
First time since like 2005.
Y'all hung on for dear life out in LA. What are you talking about?
Go to bench after that.
I mean, we had to play the great Eagles 2 times this year. I'm just saying that's better.
Bridget, I like Brady Jerry.
He was about to knock him out though. Like, yo,
Man, listen,
do better.
He did real good against our third string, though.
Right.
I mean, that was a preseason game. Everybody's getting reps.
It was.
When you talk about the ones, we whipped the Falcons' ass.
Yeah.
Hands
Look,
down.
like I said, and that's when I start hearing fourth hardest and blah. That's preseason, right?
No, Jay, that was the ranking of the schedule, not the preseason schedule.
That's
now,
preseason.
granted, things may have changed during the season, yes, and it got worse
That's
for us
what I'm
because
saying.
Jensen got hurt the damn second day of training camp.
That's that. When I say preseason, that means before the season starts. Game, I think you would know this, brother. It's before the season starts. Preseason.
The fucking schedule did not change. The schedule's the fucking same.
But the squads were trash.
Whoa.
The NFC South is booty. Don't
Okay,
don't-
just because we just swapped places with you guys. A year it was reversed. So now just because the NFC least was not the least this 1 year, don't just start
this
pooping
one
on
year. This 1 year, don't do that. Don't do that.
Listen,
That was the NFC East for the
every
last
4
5
years, you get a
years.
shit. Every 4 years, you get a shit conference like this.
It was just our turn in rotation this year, J-Stogs. Hey, man, it is what it is. Dog.
NFC South ain't really been all that good for a minute. So
I mean, it really hasn't.
so don't come
It
in
was
here
a,
like
it was trumping y'all's behind.
no
Better
sir,
than the East.
no sir.
year.
Don't do that.
1 year.
What'd you say?
I've been watching. I feel like
1 year.
I've been
1 year.
watching.
Washington Commanders won a division as a losing record. That's the only bad year, like the really horrible year. Other the year, I mean, last year we got 2 teams in. You only got what, 1?
how
Look
when
at
it
this.
was
That's
10,
cute,
10,
Bridget. I really
y'all
admire
had
your
y'all
passion.
start saying no way. We will see how to get next shit without Tom.
Yeah,
With
and
the
outcome will be the same because
Tom.
don't we usually sweep them game?
Yeah.
I don't know
that's
next
what I
season,
thought.
man. I don't know. I mean, y'all gonna have one less receiver because he's gonna finally retire.
Who?
Tom will probably retire. Come on now.
You said one less receiver.
Yeah, you said receiver, dude.
Yeah, receiver.
Who?
Who's the
Julio?
oldest? Who's like the Julio? Yeah,
Julio not counting for our
He didn't
production
count
right
for
now.
nothing.
that's right.
He's played
Julio
5
makes
games.
as much difference on that team
Julio
as I
can
do.
retire this week.
I mean, hell, I could go out and play. I could go out there and stand in the middle of the field like Julio did. I mean, he had
Yeah,
one
I mean,
dynamic
that's what I'm
play,
saying.
bro.
At the NFC, at least that's what they used to. Wow, come on, whatever.
I mean, that's what
not
they,
this season.
we
I know
still
that.
we still refer to Atlanta that way. Dirty birds getting
Nah, that's
roasted
the
everywhere.
shots. That's the shots. That's the shots.
Man, can we just play this game tomorrow, man? I can't wait till Monday.
I know this is going to be. Look, I'm excited for the game. Everyone's going to be back, and then we can finally say, look,
Who
everyone's had
are
their
y'all
season.
missing? Who are y'all missing?
Lady
Nobody.
Becker,
Everybody's back.
well, no. Mm-mm.
Well, no. Now,
Really?
and that's the other part. Now, see, that's why I was saying the defense worries me because those DBs aren't back, and that's where we've had some issues. And
Hell,
Mike Evans
Game.
is going to kill that backside of the defense.
I think you
Yeah,
guys
talk-
trade
speak-
one.
What's
Speak
up,
to this
bud?
one for me.
Mhm.
I was speaking earlier on the difference that Jensen makes on that O line. Whether he is 1,000% back or whether he's just about 90% back. Like you said, if he walks on the field, it's go time, regardless.
A 90% Jensen is better than half of your starting centers in the league.
Exactly.
If he can really come onto the field and play. Just the leadership, your center is the most vital part of your offensive line. And most people are always going to say, well, you got to have that left tackle to protect the quarterback's blind side. Your center is the captain of the line. He's calling the blitz. He's calling things out. He's seeing it. He's making the adjustments. He's letting the quarterback know to check it. I mean, that communication was lost. And we had to take a guy that's really a 6'7" tackle and Hainsey and put him in at a center position, which he did a decent job of doing it, but that's not where he could have moved into a guard spot to help us out a lot more after losing Mopper to retirement and Kappa to the Bengals in free agency.
Yeah.
That changes the entire dynamic of a team. which most people aren't focusing in on because they only want to see the guys catch the ball and the quarterback throw the ball. They're not looking at the interior to see what's really going on every single play.
Well, I mean, but and this is what we also talked about earlier was coming back the whole season off of injury. And I understand what you're saying. He's 90% or whatever, or even 80%. He's still a leader, but you still have to perform. And, being able to perform at that level with everything ramped up, can he do it? And I think that's going to be the real question. Can he do it?
We can against your lack of interior presence on the defensive line. Because most of your success on your line has been on the edges. You haven't been great in the middle all year. That's why you've been successful to being run on. So if he can do it against any line, I believe the Dallas Cowboys line is the line he can do it against.
We also got Haskins coming back too. I forgot about that.
That's going to help the interior.
Yeah, it's going to help with the run game.
Yeah, he making sense.
It's going to help in the interior, which we need the help. We've always need the help, but the backside, we've got to put more. We've got to be able to put the rush on Tom. Even if we don't sack him, we have to pressure this guy. Yeah. We have to get in his face. He don't like that. Tom has never liked, and I'm not saying any QB does, but he has shown statistically that he has not performed well when someone is in his face and pressures and or sacks. So if we don't do that, especially up the middle, it's going to be tough, especially on the backside.
And I mean, we've been hearing talk too with Jensen coming back. He has played. What was it? He's played tackle, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm. So
they're talking, guard. So they're talking about maybe pushing him out to left guard.
I wouldn't suggest doing that though. We've seen Tyron Smith push out to the guard spot, and
those are two totally different bills though. Those are two totally different bills, not the same.
Well, I mean, I understand he played tackle.
We've also seen Jensen make that shift and play at an extremely high level.
Mm.
So I mean, you keep a center in there that's got that consistency with he's got those snaps and the reps with Brady. You put a leader beside him. I can't remember his name to save my life right now, number 60. But the guy that's playing left guard right now.
That's not Shaq Mason, is it?
No. Shit, what's his name?
Because Mason's the right guard. Oh. Yeah, I had
so the left guard.
Nick Leverett.
There you go. I just had to say
you pull Leverett back into a rotational player. You put Jensen in there, so now you got fresh body in and out. So, and you got that leadership beside him, and maybe somebody can get Donovan Smith's head out of his ass because he's
boy.
I mean, how are you the highest paid damn offensive lineman and you're the most penalized offensive lineman?
And the worst times too. Every time something big happens, it's like, what the hell, Donovan Smith?
It's like when Brady was dropping those bombs to Evans, after every one, I'm looking on the field going, where's the flag? Where's the flag? Where's the flag? Because I just knew one was coming.
Trey is blowing hard. That means he has something to say. That's
go ahead, Trey.
Yes, those were good throws by. We can't talk about the Evans 3 touchdown. For the love of God, the Panthers defense sucked on those plays. I mean, he was wide open running down the middle of the field on 2 of those.
He was.
So don't So this whole Mike Evans and Brady connection's back. I would hold off until you see it in the playoffs.
But I will say this: I need to see.
It's been there all season.
But I need to see. But no, I need to see. I need to see better play out of our DBs. That's not Trayvon Diggs.
I think you're going to see Trayvon follow Evans all night long.
I hear for Trayvon.
But I keep hearing that, but I've seen them where they've put receivers in the slot, and Trayvon has not followed in the slot. He's stayed on the outside, and so that's some of the things that they've done to neutralize and say, okay, I tell you what, you're gonna have Trayvon shadow, we're gonna put him in the slot.
Let him be super aggressive like he is a lot of the times against his Bucs offense if they can get going. And he's going to be a liability. he's been known to be a liability at times.
Not so much this season.
He's been a little bit more in control. I'll give you that, Jay. You're right.
Yeah, because he's not ball hawking as much as he was. He's tried to be more of a complete corner instead of that ball hawking corner. But the problem again is you don't have that safety and that's over the top that you've had because of injury. And now on the other side, who you got? Right, you got drive-by that's over there.
I mean,
so
that's a problem. That's a problem for the Bucs too. I mean, because our entire secondary is suspect as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, it's either feast or famine with those guys. You either got Carlton Davis and some of these other guys coming up making huge plays, or they look like the newest version of Chris Conte getting burnt.
So I think this game really comes down to who makes the most big plays. Then it's not going to be the small plays or the chunk play. It's going to be the chunk plays. It's not going to be.
Stogs, I honestly don't think it's going to be the. I don't think it's going to be the chunks. I think it's going to be the one that gets the minute details right, because it's going to come down to one small little thing. And that's personally how I feel. I mean, because you guys have a running back that can hit a home run every time he grabs the ball in Pollard. We have multiple different receivers that can get loose down the field and hurt you guys. I mean, and I'm not talking about just Evans. You got Chris Godwin. He's a yak monster. I mean, you give him the ball across the field, across the middle, and I don't know that you guys got anybody in the middle that could stop him. I mean, he matches up size-wise with Micah Parsons. And now, mind you, I'm not saying anything bad about Micah because he's a hell of a damn linebacker. But
he's a linebacker, though.
Exactly.
He's a linebacker.
He's got speed. It's not like he's running a 4.3 40 like D. White, where if
he's close, but he's still a linebacker, though.
Yeah, he's still a linebacker. So I mean, at the point you get the wide receiver going across the middle.
Yeah,
you got things that you have to contend with, and on top of that, every once in a while, damn it, Bridget, go on.
I love Bridget tonight. Golden mic to Bridget. You coming in with it?
Wait a minute. Did you just say that Michael Parsons doesn't run a 4.3 40?
Does he?
He ran a 4.29 at Penn State one time. His average is 4.29.
Man, that damn college time don't count for shit. Coaches line aid that shit, man.
Listen, he officially has run a 4.4. That we know.
Okay,
he's
that's cool.
Officially run a 4.4.
Cool. He's officially playing like he's been kicked in the shoulder by a horse right now too. And
when you're playing every defensive play,
and the Cowboys have not done a great job of getting him help and helping take some of the wear and tear off of him.
Correct.
If Michael Parsons could line up and play strictly linebacker the entire game, I would be nervous as hell an entire game.
Correct.
But when they have to utilize him a lot more at defensive end and the run's not being stopped, now you really got to get him off that. It doesn't help him out at all. And that just goes to the play caller.
Well, I think it's also to the fact that you don't have anyone in the interior, and so you have to move him around, but when and how you move him around is an issue. And I agree with you on that. Again, he goes 1,000% on every play. If your linebacker is your stand-up in, and then he moves back to linebacker to take plays off, quote unquote, right, or to get his rest,
right?
When you're playing every single defensive possession, that's an issue. And you got your quarterback throwing picks now. And you're on the field more than you have been.
Right.
That's an issue. And that's what I'm saying. That Dak affects the whole game. And
I'm glad you said that.
He affects the whole game.
Dak Prescott will be the difference of the Dallas Cowboys winning or losing. And it's all going to come down to turnovers, because this game, I think, is going to be about possessions. Neither team has been great. Like, I honestly want to come on here and be like, man, this is slam dunk. Bucks got this game won, hands down. We've seen this team play. We've seen the sporadic offense. We've seen a great half, and then a half with no adjustments being made and teams coming back and beating us. So don't get it twisted. This is a game that we have got to take care of the ball. We got to have a sufficient game plan, but we also have to be able to make adjustments on the fly. But I believe it's really going to come down to who protects the ball the most. And right now, our ball security has been great, except for Cincinnati 4 straight turnovers. That was the difference of that game right there. 4 consecutive drives of 4 consecutive turnovers, and Joe Burrow and the Bengals capitalized on all 4 of them.
Listen. And that was probably one of the most uncharacteristic series of plays that I've seen from Tom Brady in 15 years.
Also, you could almost say his career.
Exactly.
His whole career. You're right.
This whole season has been a comedy of errors as far as certain things, because if you look at a lot of the turnover situations that we've had, if you look at the differences in games, it's where the balls have bounced, proverbial balls have bounced our way the last 2 seasons. We haven't got that this year.
Yeah.
Fumble recoveries that we pulled last year that we don't get this year. Picks that we actually drive down and score points.
Right.
We haven't had that this year. So I mean, that's the difference between an 8-9 team and a 12-5 team.
So let's get the predictions, because we're at the time now. Let's get the predictions. We're gonna start with the guests. We already know who you're gonna pick. Let's go with the yeah, we already know, but let's go with the numbers. What's the score at the end of it? That's a tough one, ain't it?
It is. I mean, because it depends on which of both teams shows up.
Yeah.
I think Tom hangs a 30 burger on you guys, and it's like a 30-27 game. I see it being very close, but I do see the offense showing up and pushing Dallas to play offense too.
With that defense, yeah.
Man.
What you think, gang?
30 burger. And it's the thing, this offense always makes me do this. I never know what's going to happen, right? I never know what we're going to do. But I honestly believe that, hey, man, can you stop the tapping? Can you stop that tapping?
He's giving you a drum roll, bro.
Yeah.
I believe Buccaneers are going to find a way to win this game. But I don't know how high. I'll say 24-21 Buccaneers.
Still close game.
Mm-hmm.
Still close game. Trey, there you go. You're cracking the neck. You're getting ready. You
Trey's fixing to come with it. Drop the mic, Trey.
Listen.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
I think the Cowboys have heard the noise all season long since that 49ers wild card game. Mike McCarthy's job is on the line. I don't care what Jerry Jones says on the radio. It is on the line. You can't tell me you have 12 back-to-back 12-win seasons and you can't get over the first hurdle in the playoffs. Your job is on the freaking line. Sean Payton's on speed dial 1 right after the game if they lose. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think it's going to be of the same effect of week 1 of last year. I think it's going to be one of those high-flying scoring games where they're going to the Buccaneers are going to take the running game away. And I just think for Dallas to beat Tampa Bay, they have to, going in the 5 minutes left to go in the game, they have to be up 2 scores, whether it's 10, 14, 13, whatever the case may be, because we all see what Tom Brady does in the last 2 minutes. If you give him a chance to win, no matter how bad he's been playing, he's going to win those games, because they should have lost to Arizona. They should have lost to the Saints. They should have lost to the Falcons. They should have lost a lot of these games. But Tom Brady carried that team to a victory. You have to be up 2 scores. You can't be down. I think the difference is red zones. I think Cowboys get stopped in the red zone because the Buccaneers offense kind of mediocre in the red zone this year, I would say, guys. Am I right?
Yeah.
Kind of mediocre. Dallas is first. In top 5 in red zone. I think Dallas creates field goals. I think Dallas gets touchdowns. I think Dallas wins 38-28.
Ooh, 38-28. All right. Look, I'll keep it simple, man.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'll just keep it simple. I like odd numbers, weird numbers. I think it gets close, but I do think it gets broken wide open. I'm gonna go with 35-21.
Hold on, how you gonna be close and busted wide open at the same time? I mean,
It's gonna be close, and then they're gonna. That's what I said. It's gonna be close. That's what I do, man. It's gonna be close, and then they'll break up. I think it's gonna be 35-21. That's
So,
what I think.
so basically, it's going to be like a Indianapolis Colts game where it's like a 2-point game going in the fourth quarter, and
Right.
Dallas gets turnover.
Right.
And I
Right.
get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
I can see that going the other way just as easy.
Yeah, oh, yeah, exactly.
Yes, I can.
Yep, I can too.
But I think it comes down to chunk plays, man. I think because of the nature of both of these offenses and defenses and how they've played and where they have injuries and where they have deficiencies, where you can see a Michael Evans running down the middle of the field by himself, or you can see CeeDee Lamb running down the field by himself, or Pollard breaking it out, to the edge and just gone. So I think you can see that. I think, with Godwin, he can take it off. And as you said, he's a yak machine. He gets a slant across the middle and he's gone. There's nobody catching him. So I think because of that, you see the chunk plays, you see the big plays. They'll try to run. Both teams are going to try to run and see what they can do. And then it's going to open up. And so, yeah.
The best thing that could happen to the Bucs this week is for Vita Vea and what's your boy's name on the right? What's your guy's name on the right side of the line?
Akeem Hicks?
Nah, offensive line. I'm drawing blanks on everything tonight, guys. Yeah,
You mean on
Tristan
our right
Wirfs.
offensive line?
You're
Tristan Wirfs. Okay.
They need to put Tristan Wirfs and Vita Vea at the bottom of the staircase and be like, Coach, y'all just need to stay home this week. We got this. I mean, because like I said earlier, I mean, when Joe Buck knows what we're playing, Michael Parsons knows what we're playing.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Right.
I mean, the play calling has become that predictable
Yeah.
that we know they're going to run up the middle on first down. They're going to do this on second down. They're going to run this formation on third down, and then we're going to punt the ball.
And I think Van Der Esch coming back actually does help that defense. Even though he may only play 50% of the defensive downs, just him being there on the field and being able to take some of that load off of Micah helps him immensely. So that's what I'm thinking.
I mean,
fellas, it's been a joy. I know, Buck, we talk all night, brother. We got to get out of here, man. We got to work. I got to work out, man. So, get ready for the game.
I thought we was going to try to figure out whether this is a rivalry or not.
You never got to that, dog.
You know what? And that's how we're going to end this. Is this now a rivalry? Thank you. Is this now a rivalry? Is the Bucks boys a rivalry now?
A rivalry? I don't think so. A rivalry means, I mean, there has to be something consistently brought to the table. And, the only time this really becomes any sort of rivalry is when y'all choke in the first round of the playoffs.
Oh, my God. Can we stop with this nonsense of we choke in the first round of the playoffs? We've only lost one time in the playoffs since all the other times have been divisional losses. 49ers.
I mean,
hold up. The last time y'all had a championship, I was still in high school, bro.
I didn't talk about championships. I'm just saying we're not first round exit like everyone's talking about. We've been to the divisional round a couple times.
So was I.
I think I was in elementary school.
Big Game was he had children. And
Shut up! I was in college, you jackass.
I was just going to say he was probably playing against the damn Cowboys.
Nah, yeah, he was. Game had kids.
Now, hey, but I would like to say this that Dallas Cowboys did help contribute to the Big Game James statistical category the time they came down and we put Troy Aikman out the game and Anthony Wright had to finish. So,
So you don't think it's a rivalry? Thanks for that. We're gonna.
Well, it's hard to say rivalry because it's not really a Buccaneers rivalry. It's a Tom Brady rivalry because we don't face each other besides when Tom Brady got here and they became first place.
And it would have to be to a point, Jay, I believe, where the two teams started to meet up in the playoffs in like an NFC championship type game, like the Colts and the Patriots have for a couple of years. You know what I mean? That's why how they drew out that rivalry and they made it Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady. You know what I mean? Like it hadn't really been that between the Buccaneers and the Cowboys. When you guys were riding high, the Buccaneers were wearing orange and looking like popsicles running around getting smashed. And then
I still love the
when we
creamsicles.
came to a float,
Still love
y'all
creamsicles.
were busy hanging out in the neighborhoods and in the White House. You know what I'm saying? It just kind of, it did its thing, bro.
Yeah.
But I think, when you look at San Fran and the Cowboys, there were years where, look, we met in divisional playoffs, right?
Exactly.
And it was just, look, we met once a year, and then in the regular season, and we see each other in the playoffs. I think this is the start of one possibly where, hey, we're going to play the Bucs. If it's the first game of the year or third or whatever, and we see each other in the playoffs. If this continues, I think this is the start of a rivalry. I mean, I just think it is. I think there's enough of consternation between the two teams, but there might be.
That was Jerry Jones at the door. He asked me if I want to come do something to help this goddamn team win because Mike McCarthy can't do it.
Well, big game. I've been watching what you do, and I think you're pretty good out there. And we got all kinds of plays, and McCarthy, he's my guy.
Oh man, dude.
All you got to do is sell your soul to Jerry Jones.
Oh no!
Hey, he's already sold it to the devil. I still believe that. Believe that.
Shit, you ain't the only one.
So once he wins the bowl, once he wins the championship,
he's going to hell.
Kill's over right there.
As soon as he lives up to Lombardi,
they're gonna walk him out to the crossroads.
He did it, and I know that's so. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, hey, thanks for watching. Cowboys cutting up. Bucks Hill, big game. Thanks for coming on, brother. We really appreciate it. Trey Collis, my guy, thanks for being here, for the regular season, man. Hopefully we'll be here for one more week. We can talk about, the next Cowboys playoff game.
Give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds to plug the tailgate, man.
Yeah, for sure. Please.
Ladies, if y'all are listening, come on out to the Leatherhead tailgate at Al Lopez Park. We'll be out there 4 hours before the game starts. Food, drinks, camaraderie, everybody's welcome. We've been doing this for a lot of years now. There's Big Nasty will be there. You're looking at Hall of Fame fans, Hall of Fame tailgate. We got recognized by the Buccaneers at the end of the season for our work out there. So you guys come on through and have a great time.
Star Status Dallas, y'all go check that out, man. Can they come, or is it just Bucks?
We welcome everybody, man.
Star Status, y'all go
and Al Lopez Park, man, great place
Yeah.
to have a good get together to celebrate the whipping of the ass of the Dallas Cowgirls. Yes,
Man, I tell you what.
Lord.
Next year,
Come on out, gang.
the next Tampa Bay game.
That's a long hike. I wish I could get there.
Hey, me and Game, we're gonna take a road trip. Let's take a road trip, man.
Okay.
All you got to do is let me know, man. We'll do what we can to pave the way for you guys to get out
Trey,
here.
come on with us.
I will, because it will be a playoff game next year because Dallas doesn't see Tampa Bay next year.
That's fine. We'll see him we'll see him there, man. They're probably still gonna be 8-9 again.
Come on,
So
Come on,
yeah,
Dan.
and still win AFC South, NFC South, whatever, So it's all good.
Shots fired, I see.
Yeah, we'll definitely come out because we can't trust these flying FAA and all these other people, Southwest. So we'll ride out there.
Hashtag road trip.
Road trip. Well, appreciate y'all so much for being here. Thank y'all for watching Cowboys Cutting Up. Make sure that you check out Big Game Sports Buzz Tuesdays. Tomorrow, check out the Philly guys. All right. 2 birds, 1 show. They talk Philly sports and craft beer. I got game up on what craft beer is. We're going to go out. We're going to check out some places and some spots. One of those. But check it out. Make sure you do. They come on 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Hey, Cowboys up. Let's go.
Stogs, Trey, you guys take it easy. I appreciate the opportunity to be here, guys.
Appreciate you guys.
Y'all think.